Yeah, all right. So this is my third take. Supposed to be a easy summary of how my how my year is or was. It still is because it's not 2025 yet technically, but it soon will be. By the time most of you say this, it would be maybe more because I'm not so popular yet. Anyway, so I want my experience to appease with the collective, appease with everyone, which is a which is a strong dream, and One Piece taught us to dream strong, right? I mean, technically today is Roger's birthday. Goldie Roger, the first pirate king, the one who found everything in the world there is. Yeah, must be nice. But then again, he died of illness. Wow, that was a cool crash. Yeah, life is fun, right? It should be. Of all things, I think 2024, this particular year, taught me that life is fun. Not in a traditional sense, though. But what exactly is traditional? There is nothing traditional about it. I feel like tradition is rooted to nostalgia because everything else is functional. I mean, even if it is traditional per se, if it still works, it's more functional than traditional. When we associate certain things, it's mostly to nostalgia. And nostalgia is never a bad thing. It can be. And I was exploring the idea of future nostalgia, and a song that helps me get that is by Daft Punk, Digital Love. And something that is close would be Metal and Plastic. That's close to. I mean, of course, most of us, we imagine future nostalgia with something technological, right? And these songs, they do have the, there's something that's related to technology, but sentient technology, I'd say. Yeah, anyway, 2024 had refined its AI process. Soon we're gonna see more of AI, hopefully in a good way. I mean, of course, all technology is intrinsically and generally good. Generally, I would say because in the long run, in a grander scheme, everything is essentially good. And as for One Piece, we're finally on Elbaf. I mean, yeah, I was speaking of traditions, and here we are. How everything that is new meets tradition and becomes the new new. So yeah. Anyway, with the war situation that's going on, I mean, not really war, but then again, it's seen as war, right? The geopolitical turmoil that's still going on, with the sense of instability, even though things are not. Yeah, that's how it is. So there is a return to old understandings, old beliefs, a counterculture of culture. So back in the day, The counterculture was obviously the hippie movement, but which was again countered by capitalism. I mean, it's ironical because capitalism came first with the Industrial Revolution, and then as a rebellion to that was the hippie movement. But then again, capitalism rebelled back even stronger. It accommodated the hippie movement. It changed it. It made it capitalistic. That's what happened now. I mean, the new counterculture was what? The woke movement, which got countered obviously. And now the new fad, the new trend would be to counter it. That is to bring back basics. That's the thing. What we consider as basic is not essentially basic. It is seen as basic. I mean, there is a lot of discourse where language is the creator of reality, and reality is subjective. Objective reality, as we know it, is the strong subjective acceptance. Yeah. Anyway, so back to basics. Paganism. Yeah, I found another interesting thing recently. I mean, it's not really a finding, but it's a new questioning. So essentially, the technical definition of a continent would be what? A large mass that is surrounded by water bodies. But that would mean that Europe isn't exactly a continent, but it is. And we have a lot of centrisms, essentially Eurocentrism, anthropocentrism, where, you know, humans are at the center of things, but we are not. I mean, like, the understanding of everything quantum suggests that it is. We are at the center, but that also means that everything has its center and everything is in center, like superposition. Center is everywhere, center is non-existent. So all of these ideas beg us to revisit things, revisit previous understandings, and accommodate them into newer ones, which is fine, which is how it should be. So again, back to paganism. So paganism is pretty old, but it has its roots with science. So we believe in Big Bang, we believe in Ice Age, continental drift, because science suggests it. But then again, science is also in a way subjective, because it's also been revised again and again, time and again, with new information. So that means new information, new information. It's always going to be there, something new. Yeah. New is not going to stop for everyone or anyone. Anyway, so apparently, before all, the metaphorical Big Bang, there was this giant void, which was essentially ice, which cooled down and came the first giants. Soon after, gods. So giants were symbols of chaos, entropy, whereas gods of order and warmth. And yeah, obviously, when two polarizing ideas are shown or introduced or exist, their mixture or their intermingling is not really desired. Yeah. But then again, if a certain desire is presented, that essentially means that a counter desire exists, which is exactly what happened. Intermingling happened. And with time and space, extremes even out, extremes average. And here we are, humans, giants and gods. But then again, there's always this talk about purity, right? Purebreds. What of it? Again, we come back to paganism and the meaning or the motion of who should rule it all, who should claim the actual one piece, the one piece of the world, the one piece of the world that is not fiction, the real one piece, the one piece of information or the one actual piece that helps us understand it all. Yeah. So, what all of organized and structured religions have in common is the old times and the new times. Old times where the old gods existed, basically giants and the seemingly divine, and then the era of new gods where the averages, the extremes are averaged out, and the polarity is vastly reduced. So, at this precipice, the new order and the new gods have come upon a new kind of communism or cooperation. Yeah? But then again, let's imagine capitalism has extremes. Yeah, concentric power. So, the question is who should have it? If at all, somebody should. And why should they have it? So, we have this conversations about deep state, all these conspiracies. Why should we have them? It means that we do have an invisible enemy, an ever strong, ever present enemy that's invisible, that spreads divide. That gets off of it. But then again, if all of us have averaged out, then what are we basing our divide upon? What is the basis for our divide, if at all any? Should there any be? I mean, all of these questions need to be answered, but by whom and when? Why? Things are going to be defined eventually. Of course, they will. And I have a great feeling that 2025 is going to bring us answers.